Hi, hello. Here we are again with our basket. Now as you can see, the basket is quite interesting, right? We were able to raise it meaning to open it. So it's higher, but it is also larger. So it has a larger, because of these knots that I have used. You can see it clearly that there is like this, and then it opens. It really opens. Now in this I have also only used one row of these knots and then the second row of these knots, larger knots. We have made it in the last video, so I have completed. I didn't add more rows because I'm really tired. I'm with some pains in this hand and even in the shoulder. And this is to undo again all, so I can recover this rope that I don't have. So I could have made it more like this, so perhaps 3 or 4 more rows of this would be interesting. But for our demonstration it is the same, so I'm going to do the demonstration of the finishing already. So I have made, as usual, if you have seen the other basket, we cannot work a proper ending with all these ropes. It's too much ropes, so I have divided them in middle, so half are in this side and half are in this side. It's very easy. One goes down, one goes up, 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 and all like this. So now we are going to try to do a different way, so different from the other way that we have used on the other basket. Now if you do remember the other basket, we have made a movement over 1 under 1 immediately for the finishing, but actually this movement stayed like this, open, you remember? And because it stayed open like this, in this not really close to the knot, so it has a tendency to open, then we cannot conceal the rope ends, the cut rope ends here, because they are open and they show. So I have to try to do something here before we try this movement to harmonize this. If you see, this rope is up and this rope is like that, so the angle of the rope, this one is like that and this one is like that, up. So, and this into this side, this one is to that side and this one is up. So we have here a huge problem. This is considerably different and higher from these two. So that's why I'm going to try to harmonize, to make something here. And when I say that this is testing possibilities, it is real. I have never made a work like this, so I'm going to discover with you. So that's the way we do it. We try it, and if it is okay, we make and go forward. If it is not, we go back and do something else. For a demonstration, this is extremely useful. For making the basket, it's a little confusing, but there is no other way. So what I think in here is to make a simple movement under one. So I'm going to do under one with all. So this one is under, this one is under this one, this one is under this one. So we're going to do, as usual, the movement with all. Try to see if I can do something. You see, I was already forgetting this one. So we have to be careful. This is an easy movement, but we cannot forget the ropes. And in here it's quite easy to forget ropes. That's why these ropes here are with the huge knot, so I will not catch those one by mistake. You see, these ones are all already catch in the knot. So these ones are the ones that are free for us to start working. So this one goes here. This one goes here. So we are passing under, 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 under. Let me see if we don't miss the camera. And if we don't have shadows. Alright, it seems that here is a good place. So to pass under with all, and then we have to do something. I hope something more easy than the other basket. Yes, the other basket, you remember, it was a Senate knot, and although it is very interesting to have a Senate knot, and to know how to do a Senate knot, actually that was very complicated, right? That basket was really complicated in the ending. I would like to have here a less complicated thing. Let's see. So this one is under one is very easy. Under, under, under. Of course, everybody knows how to do this, but this one, this that I have here, is going to pass under this one. So it has to come to this side, and now it is under. This one is under this one. So it's very, very plain and easy. There is nothing to this movement. The only thing is to have attention. If we don't have attention, we can miss something. Alright, now we get to the first one. We have to understand that it is already worked, so it is a small loop. And we are going to pass it under the loop. Here it is, under. So now they are all under. Now we have to grab it and pass over. So you see, this one is already put and this one is already put. They are all already worked. So now I'm going to pass this one under again, the one in the front, the string in the front. So working with this one and passing under this one. This is what I want. A thing that passes here. Although this is too high, we will see it later. So don't lose. Is this one passing over this one? Okay, to keep these ones that are worked in this side. So this one over, this one over. This is very easy and funny. These movements, this is very funny. Once we get the way of working these, I was going to this one and forgetting this one, but no, I cannot forget anything. It's very interesting. Now, as you have already understood, these movements, they are sailors knotting movements. And sailors knotting movements are extremely important for Macrame. So Macrame needs these movements for making the finishings. I hope I'm not forgetting anything. It's this one. So here we have it. And the reason I call it Macrame is precisely because it's in a more general application of the term macrame. So macrame can be used very specifically to the work of square knotting with clove hitch, and that specifically is macrame. But we can use also macrame for all rope knotting works, although it is not exactly appropriate, but okay, it's a way. I think that it should be like this from the start, because as I have already explained, my idea is that actually macrame is a sailor work, is sailors working, the origin I mean. And because of that, it is of no surprise that we need all the other knot techniques used in sailors' work. So in sailors' work, technically, macrame is just a chapter, right? And this that we are doing now, it is called this under, over, under one, under, over one. This is called diamond knotting. So it is another chapter of sailors' knot work. And if we can start to use these, our macrame will be unstoppable. That is why we can do baskets and difficult works with this technique. Don't let it be destroyed. You see, I pull it and it was out of place. Now that can be very confusing. I'm lost already or not? Wait a second. Aha, you saw this one that I have now in the hand. It was pulled to this side. That's why it was confusing me. No, this one is no, this one is from the other side. But this one, no, this one is from this side. Haha, you see it. That is why I am confusing now. I am really confusing everything. So this one passes. Oh no. So this one passes over, and now this one passes over this one. Oh, okay, I catch it. It's this one. And now this one has to pass over this one. Aha, catch it. This one is the other one. And now it's the last one. The last one. So this one has to pass in here. It's not the last one yet. So you see, we cannot never confuse ourselves. We are working with two. So as one comes down, the other has to stay up to the other side. So in here is the same thing. We have to come, and so it is always like this. We have to look for it. Now perhaps, aha, now you see this one, this is already made the movement, so I have to pass it, this one, under this, because it is already a loop. You understand? So here it is, and it is to its own place. So now should be complete. Attention, there is something here. Let me see what is here. What is this? What is this? You saw, I forgot this one. It's interesting that this happened, because we can see that this one doesn't pass over this one and come immediately to this place. So what we have to do, keep this one straight, and now this one has to come in here, and then the other one in here. All right, so don't confuse yourself. This one misses this one, so we have to take it out. Take it out, no fear. And now to do the movement, keep always this one straight so we don't confuse. You see, now it's in this place, and now this one has to come to that one that we took. Is this? It is already inside, so it is a loop, and here it is. So we have remade the work. This is extremely important. So now we have to close it all. So we close it, we close it, we close it. Close it is pulling. Pulling all. You see this one with the slack, you see it here. So we bring it in this place, in this time of the work. We have to harmonize it. When I pull, I call it harmonizing the length of the rope ends. And this is important. This work is extremely important. And as we are pulling, we have to understand if we did not mistake ourselves. How do we do that? It's by the looking. So this one always come in the side of this one and under this one. So this one side by side with this one and under this one. And they all have to be in this position. If we find something that it is not in the position, it is a mistake. And mistakes are easy in this work, because this work is not easy. Although it is easy, as you see, it's just a movement under one, and then with all, after doing that, we do a movement over one with all. It's very easy, but although it is easy, we can still miss something and confuse ourselves. So now I should make it more, passing more and more and more and more, but going to work it already because we don't have time. We have 8 minutes. So as we can see, we have already a different disposition of the working hands. So these ones are all in the same position, and the other, before we do this, they were very, very, very differently. Now I'm going to try to do it already here, the movement, just to see it. So this one is the finishing movement, supposedly, if everything it is okay. So over one, this one over this one, and this one under this one. So as you can see, this one is over this one and this one is under this one. So this is the movement. Now we do it with all. The idea here is to try to keep this movement close to the knot's fabric. Well, it is better. It's not, although it's open a little, but it is better. So now we can put it on these positions so we can work it. Once you find the way of working a constant, you have to keep it constant, okay? If we don't keep it constant, we will lose ourselves. So this is in the, camera. You see, now I usually do this with the thumb, but because now I'm in different position, I keep it with these fingers. But actually it is the same thing. It's just a question of keeping the work in proper order. Order is very important. If we don't keep order in here, we will make mistakes after mistakes after mistakes. But if we keep it like this, it's not so difficult. It's not so bad. And the results are amazing, right? What this can bring to our work and to our creations is amazing, because it is a way of finishing our macrame properly. And making a continuation of what I was telling you, so why should we study these techniques very, very eagerly? Because macrame being just one chapter of the knot sailor's work, we have to know all other chapters. And if we know all other chapters of knot working, we will be unstoppable in our creations, because we have more techniques. If we have more techniques, we can do more things. Now, of course, that people have resolved this problem with cutting and burning. So it is a facility of modern macrame, that because synthetic fibers are used, they can cut them and then glue them in the fabric of the knots itself. But although that is quite practical from the practical point of view, now here it's the last one. So this one over this one, and now it is under, is already a loop, so we have to be careful. You see it? And now what we have, I was pulling this one. You saw? I was pulling this one, but this one is the first work. It's not that one, it's this one. I was already confusing for a few seconds, you see? So this one over this one and under this one. But what I was telling you is important. So if we want to use and keep natural fibers, we have to be able to do this. This is the proper way to finish. You see how amazing is already our basket. And these techniques, they are really basketry techniques. They are the same thing. Only that we are working with rope and the other basketry is working with stiff material. You see how beautiful this is already? This is already very beautiful, right? Now in here we have two options. We could already try to make the doubling, but this is still very fragile, you see. I can still open it. So I think it's a better idea to make it more big. And for making it more big, we are going to do again the same work. And what is the work? 2 minutes. Oh my goodness. So you see, I'm pulling this down for giving it space. Alright? And now I'm going to make the same work in the work. So what is this one? This one that is it's here, passes over this one and under this one. So passes over the first one and under the second one. the second one, the first rope that we find and the second rope that we find. You see it here? So this will give the same work, but larger like this, because we need it. Now give always a knot in this, so we can do it around, and then when it is finish, you know. So 1 minute. Thank you for watching. Take a good look. This one over this one and under that one. So this one over this one and under this one. Here it is. And I'm going to do it with all, and you see we have a larger ending, hoping that it will stay more, concealing the cut ends that will stay here under this one and over this one, so they stay here closed. 1 minute. So I'm going to do another one just for you to see how easy this is. Here it is. And here it is. So thank you so much for watching. I think this is quite beautiful, right? This fabric is very beautiful and very useful. This is useful for us. This is useful for macrame. And old sailors macrame used all this stuff. So it is very important that we start to make it more known. I don't understand why this is not so much known. In a way, facility macrame, facility macrame makes this to become forgettable. When we cut and burn, we forget the real techniques. And the real techniques is more work, of course. It's a lot of work, but it's beautiful. Thank you.